And when I got back, the mom running the event said, "Oh, we took the posters down because they were too scary and they were too challenging." So I'm going to give you a couple of ways in which you can quickly get marketing and messaging out into the community. And I brought a couple of these with me here. I created an organization with Dr. Debbie Golson called Helmet, and you may have seen this around town here. And we wanted to do stuff that quickly and simply got the message out there. So when you don't have too many dollars to spend, you have to be provocative. And these really did cause a stir, to the point that they were put up at the bike buyback or the bike sale at the Lake Forest High School. And I was doing a helmet event at the high school and a helmet event in Lake County at near the Lake County Fair in Grayslake. And when I got back, the mom running the event said, "Oh, we took the posters down because they were too scary and they were too challenging." I said, "I'm sorry, but when it comes to helmet safety, there's no such thing as too challenging." But it was good because I challenged the person that was doing it, but it made me think, wow, you know, the messaging really broke through. I wasn't happy that it got taken down, but I now might make it my aim to say, no, you have to, you know, if you're going to make people stop and think, you have to sometimes make them stop and think. On that note, sometimes you have to get out of the way of yourself and stop thinking about what it is I do as a business, how it is I present myself, and put yourself in your customer's shoes. I had something happen to me the other week that I thought really demonstrates this. I was at a networking event and met a guy who had a service that I thought was interesting. So I went for an appointment with him, and the first one was great. So I said, "Oh, I'll go back for this." It was kind of like a career coach life thing. And so I called him up and said, "Oh, I'd like to come back." He said, "Yeah, I've got a 4 o'clock appointment." So I arrive 10 to 4, go to the office. I see him and he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" "Hey, I'm fine." 4:10, 4:15, 4:20. And so I went, "I was here for the 4 o'clock. He went, are you running late?" And I said, "No, you're running late. I was here for a 4 o'clock appointment." He went, "Let me get back to you." So another 5 minutes goes by. So we get into the room, and I sit down and said, "So what happened to the 4 o'clock?" He said, "Oh, I don't work like that." And I said, "But I do." He said, "But that's not my style." And I said, "Okay, well, you're not right for me then, because I'm your customer, and I should not be following some unknown rules that I've not been told, because my time is really precious." And that made me think, wow, the guy did not get the dynamic that I have an appointment with him, and therefore I should be put on a pedestal as a customer. So I think, well, how many other businesses are actually taking well, it's not my way, this is not my way to do this. So that made me stop and think. And by the way, I'm not going back to him. It's not. I liked him, he's a great service, but I know there are people that will respect my time. Use your surroundings. I'm a big believer in guerrilla marketing, as I'm going to show you here. And I'm doing all the work for the Friends of the Lake Bluff Park Districts, and again, non-for-profit, there's no money to be had. So I said, okay, well, we can really use the environment to get the message across. And we have a whole series of posters that are going to start infiltrating the neighborhoods. This is an example of one of them I did. The whole lost dog, lost dog. I've just used it to make a marketing message, and it says lost opportunity. If these parks go away, where do the walks go? Donate today. So I think of every environment, and I'm going to do an exercise in a minute. I think every environment has an opportunity to use the environment. The beauty of technology today is you can get posters made very cost effectively. I wouldn't say cheaply, but cost effectively. These were very easy to make. And they're a traveling example of how you can quickly become a brand and get your message out. If the content's powerful enough, if the branding is strong and solid, using all the rules I've talked about, you can make a big splash very quickly and cost effectively. The Improve Playhouse is a group in Libertyville that I've been working with, and they said, oh, we're really challenged to get our brand out there. And I said, wow, you're an improv group. The one thing you should be good at is improvising. You should be out there. You should be using Libertyville as your canvas to explain improvisation. So I said, why don't you have stickers made? And it just says, like, you have a park bench and put the sticker on it. It says, when I grow up, I want to be a love sofa. This improvised thought brought to you by Improve Playhouse. I said, the stickers will cost you nothing. You can immediately get people understanding what it is to do improvisation, and you can have a lot of fun doing it, and people will start to notice you. I said, your website is like a business manifesto. I said, it should be the most exciting website to visit because it's improvised. So, you know, sometimes we get lost in trying to be like a generic business house when really what we should be doing is looking for the strengths inherent in our businesses and getting out of the way of it. Become a thought leader. I could be huge in Mumbai. I just don't know it. I'll tell you why. I went on LinkedIn, and like most of you, I've kind of got my profile going, and I accept connections here, there, and everywhere. But when I started to contribute, and by contribute, I mean I joined the groups which were pertinent to my industry. I joined brand groups, I joined creative director groups, I joined anything that kind of to do with my clients, so I was aware of what was going on. I started to join the conversations, and one of the groups I joined, it was a branding group. I wrote a piece on the death of the creative director, or the death of the traditional creative director, and it was just like a one-page piece. And I got a lot of likes, or whatever the LinkedIn equivalent of likes. Is there a like, or no, it's like a comment, a tick or something. And including, somebody from Mumbai, India reached out and said, this piece came across my desk. Would you be interested in writing an article for a human resource magazine in Mumbai, India? And I went, I don't know anything about human resources. He said, we don't mind, we just like the way you wrote it. So I said, sure, I'll do that. So I wrote this piece about human resources. I can't remember the title of it, but I said, as long as I can do it with humor, I will do it. So I put it out there, and they said, oh, by the way, our readership is 80,000. So I thought, okay. I've immediately, by contributing on LinkedIn, got a readership of 80,000. I then got another guy from Mumbai saying, can we reproduce this article in another publication? We have a readership of 120,000. I said, sure. So, you know, suddenly I'm writing, this piece I wrote is now reaching 200,000 people. I then got somebody else in another part of India saying, could you write an article on X? So I'm like, okay. I'm not being paid for this, but to my mind, I might walk off at a plane in Mumbai and everybody goes, there he is now. I don't know. There's chances are, but you know, who knows? Who knew it? So that immediately demonstrates the power of LinkedIn. And I was actually with an old client yesterday, and we were talking. I said, oh, you on LinkedIn? She says, nah, I don't bother with that stuff. And I said, you should do. And every one of you should be bothered with that. And every one of you should go on, join the groups that are pertinent to your group, and start a dialogue. You can become a guru. You can. Just by contributing, by talking. I actually put guru on my job title because I thought, I've been doing this for 35 years. If anybody can lay claim to being a guru of what I do, I can say that. So, you know, it's adding a badge of honor to myself. Chat, talk, and present. I mean, I love presenting, and I'm just going to say I'm a complete whore when it comes to putting my hand up and going, yeah, me, I'll present, I'll do it. Mike and I are building a presentation that we're going to take downtown, which is similar to this, but we're going to talk about the convergence of digital and branding. So volunteer to chat, talk wherever you can. Chatting being online, socially through your Facebook pages in that friendly way, but also becoming a thought leader within your industry through LinkedIn. It's so freaking easy.